Well, we could talk about spogomi. Apparently litter picking turned into a competitive sport, but let's talk song. It's Taylor time yet again. Today I'm going to listen to track number 8 from Taylor Swift's killer album, The Life of a Showgirl. The song is called Wishlist, and I want to continue learning how Taylor Swift writes songs. So without further ado, let's get going. Step 1. Find key. Boom! I believe is the total center of the key. The key seems to be C. Step 2. Find the chords. There are 2 chords in the progression from the intro. It's something with D going to C. It's not 100% clear what the chords are, though. Those are the notes that I can spot. Maybe the verse can tell us more.
They want that yacht life under chopper blades. They want those bright lights and Balenci shades.
I think the chord that plays throughout the intro and the beginning of verse number 1 is a C embellished with that D note. So what I hear is bass note, although it's very hard to spot. It's not arranged yet, but it's implicit in a way. And the chord that plays is right, the Last Christmas thing. And then they go to is it Last Christmas? I don't really know. Maybe we get more information as we go along. Let's look at melody for a second before we continue.
They want that yacht life under chopper blades.
A pentatonic melody, leaving out the A but also the B. Okay, we've got a very cool split, a rhythmic split between that and the downbeat is empty, and after that we've got this.
They want those bright lights and Balenci shades.
Okay. Repeating that phrase that consists of those 2 motifs. The lyrics are: they want that yacht life under chopper blades. They want those bright lights and Balenci shades.
Fat ass with the baby face. They want it. Oh.
And the last chord that we hear in the verse is an F. So the chord progression in the verse is C, A minor, and F. I think F playing for 2 bars, but I'm not 100% sure. We certainly bring back that melodic motif.
And a fat ass with the baby face.
Right? This time without the at the beginning, but just and a fat ass with a baby face. And they end this verse idea with
They want it. Oh.
Alright, so we spot 2 clear motifs. Motif number 1 is that short as a pickup to an empty downbeat. The other motif that we've got is this right? And those motifs take turn. Lyric-wise, that kind of results in an AAAX rhyming pattern. They want that yacht life under chopper blades. They want those bright lights and Balenci shades. Interesting that they would also use those internal rhymes between life and lights, for example, or also bright. And a fat ass with a baby face, also going back to those rhymes. And this they want it all is kind of the loose idea at the end.
They want that complex female character.
Repeat, melodic motif, different lyrics with a tiny misstressed thing on the word female. So I think it shouldn't be female character, but it should be female character, right? She under stresses the syllable fee. Listen to this.
They want that complex female character.
Right? Female character. I don't know. It sounds a bit weird.
They want it. Oh.
Same structure overall, right? Same 3 lines that rhyme with each other, and the tagline with the "they want it all" reappears. This was verse B.
And they should have what they want, they deserve what they want, hope they get what they want.
Tiny, tiny pre-chorus consisting of 2 chords, the D minor, that then goes to the G, creating tension, creating that dominant function. And certainly something that a pre-chorus can use, because tension is what we want in the pre-chorus. Of course, this 2 minor to 5 progression is jazz-inspired, something that we've seen in other Taylor Swift songs as well. So this is something that she goes back to when she wants to kind of build tension, which is rather traditional in that regard. Melody for a sec.
And they should have what they want, they deserve what they want.
Still in the pentatonic realm, with a new melodic motif certainly.
Hope they get what they want.
And a 3-line idea. What better way to create tension than an unbalanced number of lines? So we've got the lines, and they should have what they want, they deserve what they want, hope they get what they want. And this 3rd line is unanswered, of course making the listener desperately wanting to know what's next. Okay, interesting. Certainly chorus. I wonder what the hook is.
They tell the world to leave us the fuck alone, and they do.
Certainly same chord progression from the verse. So again we have this C, A minor, F, F idea. Totally new melodic idea though. So we've started with that really cool syncopated "I just want you," right?
I just want you.
Where the U comes together with the downbeat and opens up the "I just want" basically on a pre-chorus drop, and the downbeat is the first thing that we hear in the chorus with the syllable U.
A couple kids got the whole block looking like.
Interesting that she would include the F as a melody note. This is something that she didn't do or hasn't done so far. The F not being part of the pentatonic scale, but instead of the C Ionian scale. So this is the melody line that we've got.
A couple kids got the whole block looking like you.
I think it's this. Right? Also including the B, the other missing note from the C Ionian scale that we didn't have in the pentatonic scale.
They tell the world to leave us the fuck alone, and they do.
And then we've got something else with that. We tell them. 4th, jumping up and down. We tell the world to leave us the fuck alone.
We tell the world to leave us the fuck alone, and they do.
Interesting structure that's not very hooky.
Dreaming about a driveway with a basketball hoop. Bust.
Repeating of this melody. With a nice prosodic element, because the words that she sings when she jumps is basketball hoop.
Bust up, settle down, got a wish list. I just want you.
And the "I just want you" is kind of the summary, the conclusion of that chorus, because this is also what she starts it with. Let's go back to the basketball hoop line, because there is a tiny mispronunciation of the driveway word. Listen to this.
Wow. Got me dreaming about a driveway with a basketball.
The word is driveway and not driveway. The way she phrases it, though, puts unnecessary stress on the way, I believe.
Wow. Got me dreaming about a driveway.
Right? Got me dreaming about a driveway. Tiny, tiny mispronunciation that is Taylor Swift's signature, which is why you will like it and I will let it go.
They want that freedom, living off the grid.
Bring back the verse idea.
And that
Same structure, right? Those 3 lines that now get answered with
They want it all.
same things that we know from verse number 1, this time with new lyrics. They want that freedom living off the grid. They want those 3 dogs that they call their kids, and that good serve, no hypocrites. They want it all. So here she kind of portraits a certain lifestyle. Let's see what happened in verse number 1. So verse number 1 was certainly the rich life, right? They want that yacht life under chopper blades. They want those bright lights and Balenci shades and a fat ass with a baby face. They want it all. Now we go to the artsy actor's life. They want that complex female character. They want that critical smash Palme d'Or and an Oscar on the bathroom floor. And now verse number 2 starts with an alternative lifestyle, right? They want that freedom living off the grid. They want those 3 dogs that they call their kids, and that good serve, no hypocrites. They want it all. Let's see what else she's got up her sleeve as a certain lifestyle choice.
They want a contract with Real Madrid. They want that.
Interesting. So, first of all, lyrics, they want a contract with Real Madrid. We're going to see where this is taking us. But what I was more surprised with was the reharm choices that they made. Let's find out what happened there.
Contract with Real Madrid. They want that spring break that was fucking lit. And
That's super interesting. Let's look at chords for a sec, because the first chord that they play is a flat 6 chord that is normally not part of the C Ionian scale.
you're taking off the internet. They want it all.
Super interesting. Let's look at it. Let's try and understand it, because I barely do. A flat that surprisingly goes to G minor. Another thing that we wouldn't expect in the C scale. But then they go to C, and then they go to E. The E might serve as a secondary dominant, and the E might take us to some kind of A minor thing, relative minor to the C major. But when we look at chord scale degrees based on the C as the 1 chord, we would have a flat 6, 5 minor, very interesting, 1, and 3. The cool thing is that although we play the 5 minor, the next chord certainly continues feeling like home. Listen to this. Right? We've got dominant function with a minor chord, something that is very unusual that I have never seen in pop music. Really interesting. Now we are going to look at the lyrics that she comes up with. They want a contract with Real Madrid. They want that spring break that was fucking lit. And then that video taken off the internet. They want it all. This is like Alpha Dream World, right? I think. This is the common thread between contract with Real Madrid, spring break that was fucking lit. I think this is over generational, and that video taken off the internet. Interesting. And then they want it all, goes back to that E chord.
Should have what they want. They deserve what they want. I hope they get what they want.
Again, this 2 minor 5 pre-chorus and the 3 lines, and they should have what they want. They deserve what they want. I hope they get what they want. And then the chorus with the I just want you. This is the Taylor Swift from Fortnite that I don't know if I can say it like this. This is the version of Taylor Swift as this small town girl living in a lonely world. The lyrics don't have the depth that The Fate of Ophelia or Elizabeth Taylor had. I understand why this appeals to another type of listener. It's not my cup of tea, I can tell you this.
Wishes on all of the stars, please God.
2 minor 5, we know this from the pre-chorus. Certainly new melody, which makes this the primary bridge, of course.
Best friend who I think is hot. I thought I
Let's listen to the very, very cool and, let's say, mantra-like melody.
I made wishes on all of the stars. Please, God, bring.
Interesting. Dun, 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 dun. Especially that fourth idea we know from the chorus, where we had this.
We tell the world to leave us love.
Right? We take this up another fourth, but the movement is the same. Ba-dum, ba-dum. And then we go to a fifth idea where it says ba-dum, ga-dum, ba-dum, fourth. And back to fifth. Really interesting. I made wishes on all of the stars. Please God, bring me a best friend who I think is hard. I thought I had it right once, twice, but I did not.
Caught me off my guard. I hope I get what I want.
I hope I get what I want is the pre-chorus, right? Hope I get what I want. Do, 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 do. Tiny variation because she only says, I hope I get what I want once.
'Cause I know what I want.
Certainly still with that dominant pull that the chord offers.
I just want you. We tell the world to leave us the fuck alone, and they do. Bust up, settle down, got a wish list. I just want you.
It's certainly hooky the 6th, 7th and 8th time around, right? Especially that... Right, that line is certainly very, very hooky. It's very unconventional in its structure, and it's of course something that I can appreciate when I say it's maybe not directly accessible, especially in terms of melody structure, but the hooks come from different places, right? It comes from repeating it several times, it comes from the story told in the verses, it comes from that lyrical simplicity, I just want you, and this is what the song actually is about. So it also makes sense to keep the chords simple, it also makes sense to keep the rhyming structure simple, it also makes sense to not include as many tricky Shakespearean references as she had with other songs. So in general, it's a totally new approach, or not new because Taylor Swift certainly knows how to pull it off, but certainly something else on the album compared to the other songs that I heard.
Have a couple kids, got the whole block looking like you. Bust up, settle down, got a wish list. I just want you.
I just want you. Super sweet wish list song by Taylor Swift. I'm sure we can take away valuable songwriting learnings. Songwriting learning number 1 is about those two melodic motifs in the verse taking turns. Remember that we had this pickup motif with, right? That gets answered with, and then bring back the first one, and then bring back the second one. So this is a very, very good idea to kind of develop a melody structure, to have two tiny motifs and to find a way to combine those two, something that they did brilliantly in this song here. Songwriting learning number 2 is about the 2 minor 5 pre-chorus. If you only have 2 bars, it's a good idea to consider those 2 chords, the 2 minor and the 5 chord, as the pre-chorus choices, because they are very, very good at building tension, especially combined with a 3-line pre-chorus. You really lift the suspense and make the listener want to continue listening, something that you want before the chorus, certainly. And songwriting learning number 3, this is about developing different images in your verses. She did so brilliantly because actually she was able to describe 4 different lifestyles. The rich people's lifestyle, the actor's lifestyle or the artist's lifestyle, the alternative lifestyle with the surfers and stuff, and this, I don't know, teeny dream lifestyle with Real Madrid and breaking YouTube and spring break parties. So this is something that you can use as an inspiration to develop your own verses. Now, for example, if you've got, like in that case, a chorus that is about I want you. It makes sense to think about what would other people want and develop those ideas about what other people would want, right? This is a content contrast between the verses, where she describes other people's desires, and the chorus, where she goes back to her own ones. This is certainly something that is part of traditional songwriting and storytelling, and something that still has a place in the year 2025, which I really, really like. And this was my live reaction and on-the-fly analysis of Taylor Swift's Wishlist track number 8 from Life of a Showgirl. If you liked this video, please make sure to give me the thumbs up for the video, to subscribe to the Let's Talk Song channel, and also to leave friendly comments. Please also visit me on Linktree for further resources, or check all the links that I have curated for you in the description of this video. I guess we've talked song. You can talk about Spogomi, the litter picking turned into a competitive sport now. Bye bye!